Hi, welcome to JJ's Productions, and I'm here again with Battlefront 2, and I've been streaming Battlefront 2 for the best part of a year now, and I've been playing it since launch, and because of that, the game means a lot to me, but maybe not for the obvious reason that people may think. Now, I've recorded this once, but the gameplay wasn't recording in the background, so this is getting a bit hard to talk about, but in November 2017, around the time the game was released, my granddad was living with me and my mum, and he'd been diagnosed with both dementia and cancer. He'd been with us for actually, he came to our house in the November, so it was a couple of weeks when the game was released. And he'd been in hospital a couple of months before that, so he wasn't doing well when he came to us. And the thing is, when Battlefront 2 was released, it was a release of sorts. You know, you'd be looking after him during the day, he'd go to bed at night, and then I'd ever go on Battlefront 2, and it'd just be like a stress relief. It'd be, okay, let's have a bit of fun. You know, this is night time, this is when it doesn't matter. And that isn't an exact science, because the fact is, how he was, he'd need attention in the night. I was looking after him till about 4 in the morning. My mum would then wake up and she'd take care of him for the rest of the morning until I woke up and we were both up again. So it was a rough time for us in our life. And he passed away in the January of 2018. And as far as the game goes, it was there for me in a sense of it was a relief. Now, people might be looking at the title of this video and thinking, what's this got to do with it? What it's got to do is that this game is important to me. I won't forget what this game did for me. It was a release. It was a stress relief. It was something to take my mind off the bad things in my life at the time. And when I criticize or when I say bad things about this game or any other game that was there for me in that way, not necessarily for my granddad, but another game that was there for me at another part of my life, it's not like I'm saying it with hate or with vindictiveness. It's about not wanting to let go of that good time. And I am a little bit drawn away from Battlefront 2 right now. And I think I've got to try and elaborate why. Now, first of all, I will admit, streaming has made it slightly difficult. I would be doing streams every Thursday. I coined the idea of Day the 4th be with you. And I thought, okay, that's something I enjoy. It's a silly little way of doing a stream once a week, and I enjoyed it, at least to begin with. And then it got to the point where, even though I'm a small YouTube channel, I was only getting 1 and 2 viewers at a time, and then you're playing it by itself. So it really felt like I was sort of dragging Battlefront 2 along with other things on my channel. So it was becoming a bit hard work trying to stream it, because I'd be playing it for myself, and I think if that's the case, I'd rather just play it by myself. So that was one little irritation that I got. It felt like the game had become more about trying to draw viewers in rather than me enjoying it. So that's one thing that has irritated me. That's a personal problem. It's nothing to do with the game, but it is still something that I had to bring up, just for the fact that I haven't played the game on my channel for weeks or months now. So yeah, it's worth discussing. The other thing though, and this is what has been one of my more major gripes in recent times. So let me see if I can get this up. We've got the roadmap. Now, I don't want to be ignorant of what we've got. So if I just scroll down, we can see June. We've had the Capital Supremacy map, we've had droidekas, the tank, skins. You know, you look at it and you think on paper, okay, this isn't bad. The trouble is, I feel like what we're doing, or at least what the developers are doing, they're adding content, but they're adding the wrong types of content. So Capital Supremacy for me has, I wouldn't say ruined the game, but it's really fragmented it. Before that, you've got all these maps in Galactic Assault. You've got your three Clone Wars maps. You've got all of the original trilogy. I can't remember the total number. I'm guessing it's about 5. And then you've got the 3. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 sequel maps. I'm trying to remember. It's 4, isn't it? You've got Starkiller base, you've got Crate, Takodana, and Jakku, so yeah, 4. So there was a bit of variety, but the fact is, as I've stated, from November to September, it was October last year, we had those maps and that was it. Then you have the new heroes come out, that brings new variety out, so you get Grievous, Kenobi, great. Dooku, Anakin, I've enjoyed them a little bit, but I haven't been wowed by. Well, Anakin's so OP, it's actually quite odd to play with him. Okay, front door's gone, and I've also had my dog barking, so I've had to restart this little section. But yeah, I've enjoyed the heroes that came in, but the trouble comes not so much from the heroes, but capital supremacy. It has literally fragmented the game. Okay, so we have Geonosis to begin with. And you think the biggest problem about Geonosis when it came out was the fact that one map and it's constantly on rotation. So okay, you were interested in new game mode, so you give it a go. Then a month later, Kashyyyk. Yeah, we've seen this map, okay, we'll add it in with Geonosis. We mixed it up. It's a little bit fresh, but nothing that exciting. And the thing is, by this point, we've got the roadmap. So, just going down the list a bit, as you can see, we've got over here, I'll admit my face might not keep up well, but let's keep going with it. This was the first one, then you've got the Kashyyyk one here in April, we've got Kamino here in May, and fingers crossed it all keeps up with me, the final one in June for Naboo. And each time we were made aware, okay, there'll be a new map. They didn't tell us which one it was, supposedly to build for hype. But am I the only one who wasn't hyped for them? I mean, yes, it's new content and you're thinking, okay. But what was so hype-worthy about it? I mean, we've played on Naboo, we've played on Kashyyyk, we've played on Kamino. And even though they've altered the maps a little bit on each one, they're fundamentally the same map. Yes, you might have a command post in the middle of the map instead of, an empty lane, but it's still the same map. You've still got similar flanking routes. There is nothing different about those 3 maps from a player point of view. You can literally walk about them and you've got your muscle memory still. So, for me, we've had no new content since, was it March when the first Capital Supremacy came out? Yeah. So, it irritates me from that point of view, first of all. What is irritating even more, though, is that when Capital Supremacy came out, they didn't release all 4 maps to begin with. Because just supposing, right, that they've had to work on these in these 4 months, for me it shows that they're behind. Or they haven't got the manpower, or however you want to describe it. I don't know too much about EA or DICE as far as the development crew that work on these. By all accounts, they all seem very nice people. You look at them on Twitter, they all seem very likeable, so this is not a dig at anyone. But you look at it and you think, you've got 4 maps. Has it taken you 4 months to do 4 maps? And I look then at the fact that we've been teased that sometime in fall, which is right at the top here, that we're getting Felucia. And you think, so there's another map coming out. And this is where my other irritation has come from. July and August. Now, July, I'm giving them a bit of a free pass. They've said that it's their vacation period and that, they need time off. So, fair enough. They won't put Clone Wars community quests. I'm not arguing. But then you've got new ways to play epic battles. To me, this reads that they're going to give us another type of game mode that we don't need. What we need is some new maps first of all. So, Felucia really needed to be in August. Just to sort of say, okay, wait for us in July while we have a little break. Felucia's in August. For me, I'd have been happy there. But not just that, though. They haven't just compounded the problem by making us wait further, because there's no guarantee it's September. It says fall. So fall to me reads October, November, December. So the fact that they put Felucia in fall also indicates that we've got to wait a while for a new map. Plus, add into that, the new map will only be in Capital Supremacy, meaning that anyone who wants to play it has to go in that game mode. So that means 5 maps in that mode versus the original 10 or 11 in Galactic Assault. It has just really fragmented the player base in that sense, because you're going to get some who just really want to keep playing Galactic Assault because it's arguably a better game mode. Plus, you've got those who want to go in capital supremacy purely because it's got the new map. So yeah, I'm a little bit irritated. And what gets me even more is, supposing they wanted to get this game mode out, what I don't understand is, why didn't they do it the other way around, where they bring new maps into Galactic Assault, but work on getting all of the maps that are in the game ready for capital supremacy? I mean, I'm looking at this from the point of view that if they hadn't had the problems with the progression system back in start of 2018, why didn't they would have had a roadmap then in their own minds, even if they hadn't released it to us in the public. They would have had a roadmap in their minds, because we've seen that by the fact that they came straight out with Geonosis after all that was sorted, and Clone Wars content. So they must have had ideas of what was to come next, which is also further backed up by Felucia. So what was the release schedule in mind? You know, were we going to have Geonosis, say, in April last year or March? Or would we have had to wait longer? You know, I'm assuming we would have always had Castle, and we'd have always had the solo content. But it feels so much like they're fragmenting what we get and just giving us little bits and pieces just to try and keep us going. And you think, can they do better? Now, personally, I think that EA, because I'm thinking of EA as a massive company, they can do better. I'm not pointing things at DICE or any of the developers. I think they work with what they've got. I'm thinking, can more be done? And, you know, I would generally love a conversation about this with someone who can answer these questions, because I feel like I'm pointing fingers, and it's because I'm a bit angry. I've opened up at the beginning of this video about why this game's personal to me. I mean, forget the fact that I'm even a massive Star Wars fan. You know, I live and breathe this franchise at times, yet I look at it and I think, this is just such a slow drip feed. I don't have any problem with anyone wanting to play these games, but for me, you're looking at what's above me. 2 months of nothing, and then fall a vague amount of time. It's not good enough. Let me just show you another thing. And I'm just going to another tab here where there's another game I play on this channel, Hitman 2. Look at all the variety of content that they've scheduled for this year. So, spring, we've already gone through that obviously, but we had a new sniper map in the game, we had another costume, a weapon, we were given a new multiplayer map, and we're also given a theme for the featured contracts, which are like community quests, if you like. Then this month we just had the brand new location, the bank. We've had special assignments, which are like maps that have been reskinned. And we've also had another theme for the featured contracts, plus elusive targets and all that lot that's just down at the bottom. Challenge packs, community escalations. There's just a load of content. There's literally something every week that you can play. Now, compare that to Battlefront 2. What is there? I mean, I'm not even looking at fall right now, because if anything, I'm just comparing the two. And I think if you're a Battlefront 2 YouTuber versus a Hitman 2 YouTuber, yes, Hitman 2 might be a smaller game in the sense that Star Wars is the bigger franchise, but Hitman 2 has so much content to cover that you're probably spread thin if you only have a short amount of time to cover each game mode or release or whatever comes out. I can't help but look at EA and think, are you doing enough? Are you putting everything you can into making Star Wars Battlefront 2 the best game possible? Because my gut feeling is no. I think that someone there decided the moment that microtransactions weren't going in the game, they thought, right, we are not putting too much resources into this game, or too many resources. And it hurts me, because this game does mean a lot to me. Even when I realised Hitman or Hitman 2 in the end was a good game for my YouTube channel, I still persisted with Star Wars Battlefront 2, purely for my love of Star Wars and the game itself. And I feel like it's actually been a betrayal of my own convictions to stop streaming it. I really want people to watch it for that reason, because I don't want to take it off the channel. I mean, I've even resorted to doing Star Wars boot reviews in the last couple of months, but the viewership on that has been just as bad. It might be a sign that Star Wars in general is not done well on my channel. But I can't help but look and think, well, it's not even Luke. I think to myself about how I keep hearing about the game getting better. It's getting more playership, more people are joining the game. And I think, I suppose it helps if the game's on sale all the time. I mean, 29.99, 19.99. Yeah, that's a good price for the game, but I'm thinking of the people like myself who paid 69.99, 79.99, whatever the deluxe edition came out at. It's not as if you were sold a roadmap even. You were sort of sold the idea of, okay, well, this is just the deluxe edition. And because I'm a Star Wars idiot, I even say that, I will buy a deluxe edition. That, I had no promises what were coming. And I'm not even saying I want money back because, I pay with no idea what I'm going in with. But I can't help but think, for those people who did pay, pre-order prices, have they had their money's worth as far as content has been released? I can't say they have really. I mean, the little game modes have been alright at times. Ewok Hunt was okay for a spell. Not Heroes versus Villains. I'll be honest, I've not liked that at all since the target system went. That's another story. But you've got Extraction, that was alright for a month. They really need to focus in on Galactic Assault, in my point of view. At the very least, they need to stop ignoring it for capital supremacy. Yes, if that is your baby, by all means, look after the baby. But I feel like you're wasting your time not focusing on Galactic Assault as well, because players will go to Galactic Assault. It's the biggest game mode in a way, in that you've got multiple objectives, whereas Capital Supremacy is just basically a free-for-all where there are objectives. So, for me, I feel like EA just needs to shift focus a little bit. Based on the roadmap we can see, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get months and months of Capital Supremacy, and the game will just die out. Now, I imagine there will be people out there who disagree with this, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not forcing mine on anyone else. There may even be people who agree, and if you do, if you agree or disagree, feel free to leave a comment, because this has been a hard discussion for me as far as I do love the game. Just because I'm criticising it doesn't mean that it doesn't come from a place where I have enjoyed it, I've had good memories, I've had bad memories with it. So, yeah, if anyone has an opinion, I want you to leave a comment. For that reason, I want to know where you stand, because I'm wondering if I'm on my own, and I'm beginning to feel like I am, but maybe I'm not. So yeah, if you can leave a comment, I'd appreciate it. Like the video, or dislike it if you disagreed with what I said. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in another video, or even another Star Wars stream whenever I get around to doing another one. Thank you very much. See you around. Bye.